Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Caroline Dave.
And I'm Amber Noggle. For the third day, the U.S. stock market is in a free fall. Stocks plunged again today, the Dow falling 349 points, but it was down by as much as 1,700 earlier in the day. The S&P 500 dropped 0.2%. In one bright spot, the Nasdaq rose 0.1%.
This fallout comes after President Donald Trump's sweeping new tariffs. Today, he threatened an additional 50% tariff on China.
ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has you covered from Washington.
A roller coaster white-knuckle day on Wall Street as President Trump doubles down on tariffs. For a third day, the Dow plunging more than 1,000 points at the open. But today, it recovered briefly on a false rumor the president might pause the massive tariffs. President Trump questioned about the tariffs and the market turmoil during an Oval Office meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu.
We're going to have one shot at this, and no other president's going to do this, what I'm doing. And I'll tell you what, it's an honor to do it because we have been just destroyed.
The morning started with President Trump posting on social media minutes after the U.S. markets opened, telling investors not to panic and warning Americans not to become what he calls panicans. Then hours later, threatening to increase tariffs against China again if Beijing doesn't remove the retaliatory tariffs it placed on the U.S.
If we can make a really fair deal and a good deal for the United States, not a good deal for others. This is America first.
But now some of the president's biggest donors and billionaire buddies are turning their backs on Trump's tariffs. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon warning his shareholders of considerable turbulence, writing in a letter that Trump's trade war will likely increase inflation and are causing many to consider a greater probability of a recession. Hedge fund investor and Trump supporter Bill Ackman calling on the president to call a timeout, warning we're heading for a self-induced economic nuclear winter and we should start hunkering down.
As the markets continue to tank and wealth continues to evaporate and it becomes clear this is pushing the economy into the recession, that'll put enough pressure on lawmakers and policymakers to get it together.
Even some conservative lawmakers are now pushing back against the president. Republicans in both the House and the Senate backing a bill to rein in the president's authority to impose tariffs. The White House says President Trump would veto the bill. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.